Hello, happy hikers. I'm Shayna, and today is the day. Today is episode 5 of my 5-part series, Trying to Find the Best Backpack. It's been something I've been working on for about a month and a half now, and I finally found the one. So just to give you a little bit of background in case you have not been following along with the full series, I started off with about 22 backpacks that I was researching. Of those 22, I selected 7 to purchase, ship to my home, test out for about a week or so. And then along that time, during that week's span, I was able to decide which one was ultimately going to work the best for me for all my future backpacking trips. And today we're going to see the one that I decided to choose. So without further ado, here is the backpack that I decided to select. This is the ULA Circuit. Now I just want to give you a little bit of a heads up that I kind of had a feeling that the Circuit was going to be my number one pick during the research phase. That being said, I still wanted to play out my full research process just because I know that sometimes reviews can be a little bit deceiving. Just reading specs or, looking at the sizes, things like that, they can only go so far. You really need to test it out for yourself in order to see if it works for you. Does it work for you when you are wearing this backpack? And so that's what I ended up doing. And I'm really glad I did because the 2 runners up, the Gossamer Gear Mariposa and the Osprey Cirrus, were really close runners up. There was just a few features that maybe they didn't have or that they did have that I didn't like, that ended up ultimately pushing the Circuit to number 1. So giving you a little bit of overview regarding the Circuit, this backpack's about $255, and it can go up from there depending on if you want to purchase accessories for it or if you want to fully customize it. You can customize the full look of this and have them just sew a backpack just for you, which is awesome. As far as weight, you're looking at a little over 2 pounds for this backpack. It wasn't the lightest backpack that I tested, but it came in at number 2. Gossamer Gear's backpacks were both lighter than the Circuit, but the Circuit was just barely above them. Liter-wise, volume, the Circuit holds about 68 liters, which is the largest backpack that I tested. I did not think that I wanted a 68-liter backpack. I kind of actually knew I do not want a 68-liter backpack. I'm not going to carry that much. But you know what? When I saw it, I thought, you know what? I like the option of having the ability to carry 68 liters. Not that I will most of the time, but I have the ability to. And the way that the Circuit works, it has the ability to hold a large volume in a small size. So when I'm wearing it normally, I don't feel like I'm carrying that much weight. I don't feel like I'm carrying that much volume or bulk. It's all tucked away secretly until I need it. And I'm going to kind of show you that today. The backpack is a sized backpack. It's almost what I would say custom without being fully custom, although they have that option too to go fully custom. So what you're going to be selecting when you purchase this backpack is the overall size, which is going to depend on your, torso length. You're going to be selecting your hip belt size, so you're going to need to measure your hips. And then you're also going to be selecting the shape of your straps. They have J straps, which are typically for men, and they have S straps, which are typically for women. Now that's not exclusively because really they're talking about body shape. And so a man can use S straps if that's going to work better for his body shape. And a woman could use J straps if that's going to work better for her shape. So keep that in mind when selecting your straps. Don't just think about, your gender. Think about your body shape. So anyway, let me put this backpack on and you can kind of see how it looks when I'm wearing it. And then we'll take it off and I'll show you all the features. So putting it on, you're going to want to put your hip belt on first. One of the things you might notice while I'm cinching this up is that there are actually 2 adjustments on each side. This is the only backpack that has 2 adjustments on each side, which I feel gives you a really good fit on your hips. Especially if you're a little bit curvier, it's going to be able to, you know, hug those curves a little bit better because you have different adjustments for the top and the bottom. So I really like that. I did notice when I was cinching this in that I probably will go for the next size up just to give me a little bit more play on these straps. The top ones are a little bit short when I'm pulling them. So I think I'm gonna go one size larger when I purchase my final backpack because I am going to customize the color. So anyway, we are going to tighten down our shoulder straps, get that nice and snug, and then we'll do our load lifters and get that nice and tucked in. Lastly, we'll do our sternum strap. And I'm gonna hope this does not interfere with my little tiny microphone. If it does, I'm sorry. Okay, I think that's good. So as far as fit, this one is so comfortable. It's one of the features that was rated the highest whenever I researched the circuit, and one of the reasons why I definitely knew that it was going to be one of my front runners. It's just, you know, the way they have the load sitting on your hips is just perfect. I almost don't even notice that I'm wearing it because it is so comfortable. So kind of just giving you a view from the side on how it fits, a view from the back, our other side, and then our front. And there you have it. That's kind of the look of the backpack. Now I do have some accessories on here, and I will go over those later, but these do not come included with the backpack. So let me kind of go over some of the features that are a little bit easier to show you while I'm wearing it, and then I'll take it off and I'll show you the rest of them. The first one is the hip belt pockets. This is one of the main things that I loved about this backpack. Only 2 of the backpacks that I tested had hip belt pockets that I liked. And hip belt pockets are really important to me because I like to store my phone in here. I like to store my chapstick, a couple little snacks, you know, maybe like a little candy bar or something, maybe a tiny headlamp, just because we typically, you know, hike, you know, later into the night. So I really like that these are a good size. I could fit most of that just into one hip belt pocket and still have room in the other one. So a lot of storage right at my fingertips, which I love because I don't have to take off my backpack to reach any of those items or ask my partner, hey, can you get it out of my back pocket? I can reach it all myself. So I really like that. The other thing I want to show you while wearing it are the side pockets. Now these are mega side pockets. They can fit so much, but what I really like about them is that they're adjustable, not by the normal elastic, but by a bungee cord. And I'll show you that later, but I did want to show you how easy it is just to fit your water bottle in there while you're hiking. It can actually fit 2. See if I have it loosened up enough right now. I think I do. Yeah. You can fit 2 on each side. Still have that whole entire side to put more water on if I want to. So the side pockets are a really good selling feature because it has a lot of storage capacity. Let's put that down. I think the rest of it I'll show you. Actually, let me show you one more feature, even though technically this feature is not included, but it was one of the main features that I loved about this backpack. So you're probably wondering what these are. These are what they call, hand loops. They used to be included with the backpack. I noticed a lot of reviews saying, I don't use hand loops. I don't know why you're including them with the backpack, making them accessory. And so they made it an accessory, but it's an accessory I am happy to purchase because I love these hand loops. I've never heard of hand loops before, but I don't think I could ever not have hand loops again after, trying these out. I'm not a trekking pole type of person. I don't like holding on to something that's going to make my hands even sweatier because I'm like a clammy hand type of person. And so I like to have the air flowing on my hands, but at the same time, I like my hands to hold something when I'm hiking. So you're kind of in a little bit of a conundrum there because, I don't want to sweat, but I want to hold on to something. Cue hand loops. These just hook on to the front of your shoulder straps, and you can kind of just hook your thumbs in. You can hook your whole hand in. You can adjust your backpack to, pull it a little bit further forward if it's, kind of getting off center. I don't know. It's good because you kind of get movement at the same time. Before, I would kind of hook my thumbs underneath my straps for all the same reasons, because I like the air under my palms. I like to be able to adjust my straps at the same time. But the hand loops just make it so much easier, and I get even more hand, airflow on my hands than I would if I hooked my thumbs underneath. I love these. I can't remember how much they were, but not too much, and they're totally worth it, especially for you non-trekking pole type of people. So now I think that's it that I wanted to show you while I was wearing it. So the back suspension of this backpack is just like kind of a thick mesh feel. It does not wick away any moisture. You're still gonna sweat. That was the only major downfall that I saw with this backpack, that I really liked the Osprey line a little bit better, but the ULA circuit has so many positive attributes to it. I just don't mind sweating a little bit to get all the other positive things that are included on this backpack. So it's super squishy. There's a pad in here, and then it has a loop that supports the whole backpack and brings all of the weight down to your hips. Turning it around to the front, you're going to have a shock cord, like a little bungee cord on the front. I love these because if I have something that's wet, maybe a towel or tarp or rain jacket or something I need to air out, something that I want to grab really easily, like, maybe my rain jacket. It's just so easy just to kind of, even if you're just putting it in through one, but I mean, ideally you put it through a few so it doesn't fall out. It just makes it really easy. In addition to the shock cord on the front, they also have a pocket. Now this one's a fully mesh pocket and gives you even more storage. So you can put, I would probably put like my rain fly in here, or I don't know, a couple more snacks or something like that. Maybe my camp shoes. Something that like I don't need to be waterproof, but and I also kind of want to air out. So that's kind of what I would keep in that mesh area. This is a really good quality mesh. You can't really see through it. It's thick. I just don't think anything's really going to be able to puncture that. So I really like the quality of this mesh pocket. And it's huge. If you really wanted to use just the mesh pocket, you could take off this shock cord and be able to utilize that and get it a little bit bigger. Last thing that you see on the front are these little loops hanging off the top, 2 on the bottom. These are going to be for your trekking poles or, you know, ice axe or any other sort of accessory that you need to tie down. They just, you know, cinch in, super easy to use. I don't think I have anything I need to use them for right now. I'm sure I'll think of something. So anyway, that is the front of the backpack. Super simple. There's really not a lot of features on the outside of this backpack, which keeps it compact. It keeps it light, simple. You can really find everything because there aren't a lot of places to lose anything. Up at the top is how you're going to get into the main portion of the backpack. This one's super unique. It's the only backpack that I have that closes this way. So it has a compression strap here at the top. Just unhook that. And then you have 2 compression straps on the sides. So one there, one here. And then what you're going to do is unroll it. It's a roll top. So just like a wet bag, just roll it down. And then you secure it on the sides. What's great about this is I can fit this much stuff, or I can roll that down and fit this much. This is how it hides that 68-liter ability to carry so much volume. It just packs down so small. I love that. There's also a few ways that you can close this. The first way was off to the sides, but if you want to do it just at the top, they clip into each other. You could do it that way as well. And then you could use these to maybe hold something else. Clip them on the front, compress it that way. Or like I said, if you have to hold something else that might need these straps, then you have the ability to clip these at the top. Okay. Also, compression wise, you have these compression straps here. You have one at the top, and that's also going to help you compress your bag a little bit smaller, depending on if you're doing just a one-day hike or, you know, a week-long hike. Inside, I just have an old sleeping bag, so I'm just gonna pull that out and show you inside, which isn't much because it's really just a big bag. It's one big empty bag. That's what you're going to get with just the base model. Now I did purchase, let's see if I could show you. I did purchase a hydration sleeve to go with it. I use a water bladder. I don't typically like to use the water bottles. I might bring these, you know, so my dog can drink out of them or to store, you know, some extra water. But I prefer to drink out of my water bladder just because it's a lot easier for me. So they do have the water bladder bag accessory that you can purchase, and it just clips into the inside. And then they have 2 ports where your hose comes out, and it took me a while to find them, but they're actually kind of hidden behind these straps right off to the side. So you have both sides, and they come out right at your strap, which is super convenient, so that you can have your hose come down your straps. There's also another set of hooks in here. You have 2 sets of loops. You can purchase an accessory little storage bag to go in here as well. So you can put all your little tiny things like maybe extra batteries or toothbrush, chapstick, I don't know, your little onesie-twosie things that you don't want to lose at the bottom of the bag. So that is it. I don't even have a lot to say about the features of the bag because it's so simple, and that's why I love it. Why complicate something more than it needs to be? It just needs to hold my stuff. It needs to, you know, hold it well and comfortably. And that's all I want. and the Circuit does it perfectly. So I'm really excited to get the final bag. I'm actually going to ship this one back. I just got this one as a tester, and I am going to get one of their custom bags. And you can pick everything from, you know, this fabric color to this fabric color. You can select your shock cord color. You can select, you know, your pocket color. You can select your, you know, little buckle color and the backside color. It is ridiculous how customized this is. I could make each piece a different color if I wanted to. I'm not going to, but I could if I wanted to. And I will say that's the designer in me, because I'm an interior designer by day that loves to design things. So I appreciate that they're gonna let me design my own backpack. So that's it. That is the ULA Circuit. That is my best backpack. I don't know if it's gonna be your best backpack. I hope it helps you find your best backpack. So thanks for joining me for my 5-part series on finding the best backpack, and I'll see you next time.